Hello students, I hope that you are studying the topics properly and you have noted and make the notes of the previous topics. Now today we are going to start a new topic that is 6.4.2 of your NCERT and that is transportation in plants. So in this topic we are going to study today we are going to study uh, the three different topics today. Okay, so what are those three topics that we are going to study? So number one is that why plants need a proper transport system. So we are going to study the need that why plants need a proper transport system. Number two, why plants have a slow transport system. And third, we are going to study transportation of water in the plants. Okay, now let us deal with the first point. Now, as we know that diffusion is a very slow process. We have already learned that diffusion is a very slow process. So it takes a lot of time to move molecules from one place to another place. So if the distances of transportation of substances in plants is very large, then diffusion cannot solve their problem of doing the transportation. They have to depend upon other method to transport the substances from where they are absorbed to where they are used. Okay, now for a small plants, diffusion can solve their problem because they don't have to travel so much of distance. But for very tall plants, and many of the plants are tall, you see roots take up water and this water is used in the leaves. So this distance is a very long distance and diffusion cannot solve this problem. So that's why plants need a proper transportation system because diffusion is a slow process. So this is the answer of the first point. Now let us talk about the second points. Why plants have slow transport system? Now it depends upon there are two points here. Now plants have slow transport system. Why? Because plants do not require more energy. Plants do not require more energy. Now, why they do not require more energy? That is again a question. Now, that contain two more points. Because they do not move, number one, and they have large number of dead cells. Okay, so as you can see in your NCERT textbook, you can see here on this page you can see plants. I'm just highlighting it. You can see. So you can see here plants do not move and they have large number of dead cells in many of the tissues. As a result, plants have low energy needs and therefore they can use relatively slow transport system. So if this question is asked why plants have low energy needs, so you can write and tell them that they do not move and they have a large number of dead cells in many of the tissues. Or it can be asked why they have a slow transport system. Then you can say that they have low energy requirement. Why? Because they do not move and they have large number of dead cells. Okay, so this is the answer of the second point. Okay, now let us talk about transportation of substances in plants. Okay, so now in the plant we already know, and we have already studied in your lower class, in the ninth class, that plants have got vascular tissues. So there are two types of vascular tissues. Number one is xylem and the other one is phloem. So what is the use of xylem? Xylem transports food, xylem transport water and minerals. Okay, and phloem transports food. Okay, so xylem transports water and minerals, and phloem is transporting food. So these are the two vascular tissues which are present in the plants, and they are responsible for long distance transport of substances. Okay, now as you have studied in your ninth class that xylem is having four components. Okay, so what are the four components of xylem? Xylem, vessels, xylem, tracheids, okay, xylem, parenchyma, and xylem fibers. So these are the four components of the xylem. Now we will be only dealing with these two upper two components because they are responsible for transportation of water and minerals. They are tubular structures which are transporting water and minerals. These is store mainly store food, and this gives support. Okay, and a parenchyma is also doing one more function. It helps in radial conduction of water. It helps in conduction of water sideways. But the water is transported to the upper parts from the roots mainly by xylem vessels and tracheids. Okay, so now let us talk about the third point which I have already written, that is transport of water. Now, as we will continue with this transport of water, we are going to study that in transportation of water, I always divide this point or this section into two parts. So we can study part A and part B. What is part A? Absorption of water by roots. Okay, and part B is upward movement of water. Okay, so we are going to study these two parts. So the first is absorption of water by roots. As we already know that roots contain root hairs. Okay, so root hairs actually absorb the water. What are root hairs? Root hairs are the extensions of the epidermis of the root. Okay, now you have already studied about epidermis. Epidermis is the outermost layer of the plants. Okay, so the epidermis of the roots is modified to form as root hairs. These root hairs absorb the water, and they are only one cell thick. So they are very thin, and they can easily absorb the water. And what they do, they increase the surface area for absorption of the water. Okay, so more water can be absorbed by the roots. Okay, now uh, we are going to study about upward, and the second point is upward movement of water. When the water is inside the xylem, then how it is pushed upwards. Okay, how does it move up to the leaf, that we are going to study. This is also called as ascent of sap. Now this term is not given in NCERT. This is for your general knowledge. Okay, now let us talk about the first point here. Okay, so the first point is absorption of water by the roots. Okay, now suppose this is a root here. This is a root here. Now root here is surrounded by soil. Soil is outside. Okay, now root already contain lot of water. Now I will just change the color so that you can see here. Roots contain, already they contain water, and the water is present outside also. This is the water present outside of the roots. Now the problem is that the water present inside the roots, water in roots is having more concentration, is more than more than the soil. So water is more inside the root than the soil. So as a diffusion, we know that the diffusion, in diffusion always the water moves, or the osmosis, the water moves from its higher concentration to where it is low. So water is already present more in the roots, means having more concentration than in the soil. Soil is having lesser concentration of water, so they cannot take the water through the process of diffusion. Then how do they absorb the water by the process of diffusion? To solve this problem, the roots actively, the root hairs actively absorb mineral ions. Okay, now minerals are present in the ionic form inside the soil. So they actively, now what do you mean by actively? Actively means by using ATP, means they have to spend the energy. So they actively absorb the mineral ions. Now what is the role of absorbing? Why they absorb the mineral ions? Now as they absorb the mineral ions, what will happen? The water concentration in the roots decreases. The water concentration in the roots decreases. Why? Because mineral ions get dissolved in the water. So when anything get dissolved in the water concentration always decreases. So the water concentration in the roots, now it is less than the soil. Now soil is having more water concentration. So easily, now the water can easily pass from soil to the roots. Now you can see that now water is absorbed by the roots. Now as soon as the water is absorbed by the roots, it is transported to the different cells of the root, and then finally reaches the root xylem. Now already water is present inside the root xylem, and now this new water has entered inside the root xylem. So what will happen? This will push the water up. This will push the water up. Okay, and a pressure is created, and this pressure is called as root pressure. Now this pressure can only transport the water up to a certain height. For smaller plants, for smaller means short height plants, the root pressure is enough to transport the water to the leaves. But for the long and tall plants, the this root pressure is not sufficient to transport the water. So they need to have another method. What is that method? That we are going to study in the second part, that is absorption of water by the roots. We have seen this second part, we are going to study in the next class. That is, how does the water moves upwards in the tall plants. I hope this is clear to you. Any questions will be answered later on. Okay, keep studying, students.